Hey, and welcome back to My Sister's TBR. It's Stacey here, ready to dive headfirst into a brand new episode with my amazing co-host,
Rebecca. And we're so excited to be back with you all. It feels just like yesterday we were talking about our September reads.
Because it basically was. We had a missed episode that we had to catch up on, so our September reads were actually on October 15th if you wanted to pop back and check that out.
Mm-hmm. We've got a whole stack of October reads to chat about, including some unexpected gems and a few new favorites.
Mm-hmm. But the highlight of today's episode is definitely our deep dive into our featured read, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. This book was the perfect blend of cozy and heartwarming with just a dash of mystery thrown in for good measure.
We'll be discussing everything from the characters we loved, and maybe a few that we did not, to twists and turns that kept us guessing until the very end.
So, as usual, grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and join us for a bookish chat filled with laughter and maybe just a few tears.
Maybe. All right, let's dive right in and talk about the books that kept us company this month. Stacey, what have you been reading?
Oh.
You may as well start us off because you definitely read more than me.
I've read, I think, 8 books this month, and I felt like they were all going to be really good, but I started off the month with a 2-star.
Oh dear.
Which is really sad because I've been reading this one over like the past month, and I know I did touch on it in our currently reading episode. It's Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. I was addicted to this book. It was so creepy, and I was listening to the audiobook while I was at work, and that was just a big mistake, because it is a horror.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I was listening to it on Spotify, and then I ran out of my hours on Spotify, and I did not want to pay for the top up, so I just waited, right?
Classic.
So for like almost a full month, I was like biting my nails, like wondering how this book ends, because it was just such a great read up to this point. But like I said, I rated it 2 stars. It was 367 pages horror, Josh Malerman. I didn't think I could go wrong with it, but I did. I'll read the description. To 8-year-old Bella, her family is her world. There's Mommy, Daddo, and Grandma Ruth, but there's also Other Mommy, a malevolent entity who asks her every day, "Can I go inside your heart?" When horrifying incidents around the house signal the Other Mommy is growing tired of asking Bella the same question over and over, Bella understands that unless she says yes, soon her family must pay. Other Mommy is getting restless, stronger, bolder. Only the bonds of family can keep Bella safe, but other incidents show cracks in her parents' marriage. The safety Bella relies on is on the brink of unraveling, but Other Mommy needs an answer. Incidents Around the House is a chilling, wholly unique tale of true horror told by the child Bella, a story about a family as haunted as their home. So this was all from her point of view, okay? That just gave it its own creepiness because it's a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are creepy as shit. I mean, that sounds like bone chilling. Like,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
That literally, like I said last episode, that puts me right in mind of like Coraline.
Yeah. Yeah, he does a absolutely banger job at describing everything, makes you really feel for the characters. I absolutely hated her mother, and I don't say that lightly. Yeah, like if you ever read it, you'll understand, but I don't know, I didn't like where he went at the end with it. I did really like the horror aspect of it because the way that he described Other Mommy I'm not somebody who can, like, visualize stuff well, but that was just, it just creeped me out so much. I can't even explain it. So it was especially a big letdown at the end when it just fell flat at the ending. So
That's so sad.
yeah, I don't think I could recommend it as a good horror novel, not with the ending.
Did it have low ratings or?
It's kind of mixed. There's 38% was 4 stars, 23% was 5 stars. So like half of the ratings are above 4. But the 26% were 3 stars, 9% 2 stars. So like it has an average of 3.7 stars. So it's not terrible, but just didn't do it for me.
That sounded like it had so much potential.
Yeah. And especially hearing, like, the voice actor for it was really well done. Like, narration was just phenomenal because, like, you get that little girl that's talking in your ear explaining, like, describing other mommy coming out of her closet, or she'll say, like she's just looking around her room and then she just looks over on the side of her bed and hears other mommy's face right in front of her.
No.
And here's this little child's voice describing this, and then she says, and then other mommy asks me the same question that she's asked me all along. Bella, can I go into your heart? Right? Like, just
I have goosebumps.
The total change in her voice, like, yeah.
Look! I don't know if you can see, but
I can.
That just gave me goosebumps. Oh god. I wouldn't be able to sleep.
No, and that's how I felt for that full, like, almost a full month waiting for my, my Spotify to turn over. And then just to get to that ending was just, it's like the worst edging.
Sad.
Yeah.
Sad times.
The next book that I read was another Christina Lauren. Because everybody knows I love reading Christina Lauren. They're so easy to just read. It's fantastic. So Something Wilder is obviously a contemporary romance. I don't think Christina Lauren writes anything other than contemporary romance. And it's 384 pages. And the description is: growing up the daughter of notorious treasure hunter and absentee father Duke Wilder left Lily without much patience for the profession, or much money in the bank. But Lily is nothing if not resourceful, and now uses Duke's coveted hand-drawn maps to guide tourists on fake treasure hunts through the Red Rock Canyons of Utah. It pays the bills, but doesn't leave enough to fulfill her dream of buying back the beloved ranch her father sold years ago, and definitely not enough to deal with the sight of the man she once loved walking back into her life with a motley crew of friends ready to hit the trails. Frankly, Lily would like to take him out into the wilderness and leave him there. Leo Grady knew mirages were a thing in the desert, but they'd barely left civilization when the silhouette of his greatest regret comes into focus in the flickering light of the campfire. Ready to leave the past behind him, Leo wants nothing more than to reconnect with his first and only love. Unfortunately, Lily Wilder is all business, drawing a clear line in the sand. It's never going to happen. But when the trip goes horribly and hilariously wrong, the group wonders if maybe the legend of the hidden treasure wasn't a gimmick after all. There's a chance to right the wrongs of Duke's past and their own, but only if Leo and Lily can confront their history and work together. Alone under the stars in the isolated and dangerous mazes of the Canyonlands, Leo and Lily must decide whether they'll risk their lives and hearts on the adventure of a lifetime. She's pretty cute. I rated it 3 stars.
Okay.
I don't know, like, it was a great book. I liked it, but I didn't love it. It didn't match up to their other books. Some of it did seem very, very unlikely. It does focus more on the, like, treasure hunting side of it than the romance side of it.
Interesting.
So that was a bit, like, I thought it was going to be definitely more romance, but it was definitely a little more on the mystery-ish side, kind of. Just adventure, I guess. But I'd still recommend it. It was an easy read. I just wish for a little more romance, I guess.
Here I am in the complete opposite mindset. Like the featured read, we'll talk about it later, but I think I took away the stars because of the romance.
Oh, no. Okay. My next book was another 2-star.
No.
And I was so disappointed by this because I have, ever since the first time I read a Jennifer Hartman novel, I said she can do no wrong. I've loved everything I've read by her. She wrote Older.
Oh, that's why it sounds familiar.
Yes, and The Optimist's Guide to Heartbreak and The Pessimist's Guide to Love or whatever.
Which you loved all of those.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like every other book I've read by her, I've rated so high. Like 5-star reads. And then Lotus by Jennifer Hartman. 2 stars. It's listed as a dark romance, 349 pages, and I was sold as soon as I read the description of it. I was just like, yeah, I have to read this right now. Which I will read to you now. All these years, I've never given my heart to anyone. The truth is, I didn't have a heart to give. My heart was with a ghost. To the rest of the world, he was the little boy who went missing on the 4th of July. But to Sydney Neville, he was everything. Her heart hasn't been the same since her best friend disappeared, but she's learned to build her life around that missing piece. 22 years later, the last thing Sydney expects is for Oliver Lynch to return. Having been captive underground for decades, he's unfamiliar with the strange new world that awaits him. But he's alive, and he's here. And no matter how he's changed, he and Sydney both still feel the connection that runs between them. But as their reborn friendship begins to feel like something more, Sydney and Oliver realize that there are still jagged, painful truths creating space between them. The walls Sydney's built don't want to come down, and as Oliver hunts for his missing memories and lost time, he realizes his nightmare's not over yet. With nothing as it seems, is there space for love to bloom in this dark place?
That sounds
so super good, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Oliver is the absolute sweetest main male character I've ever come across because he is so innocent as this 27 or 28, 29, however old he is in the novel now. He is so out of touch with everything civilization because he was kept down in this bunker thinking that there was an apocalypse, there's no world left above, that this man keeps coming back to him with a hazmat suit to bring him food, stuff like that, and keeps telling him no, you can't go up yet, there's still, the world is still whatever. He was so out of touch with everything. All he had was something wrote on his arm was Lotus. So that was all he had to go by. Eventually he forgot a lot of things from his past. I mean, he was only 5 when swiped, kidnapped,
abducted.
Yeah, there's the word, abducted.
There you go.
Yeah. So just it's so funny through the book. He has no idea what a cell phone is. So he keeps calling it his cellular device. And he keeps throughout the novel, if he's looking at apps on his phone, he'll mistalk and say I don't know, Eyes Book or something like that, instead of Facebook. He just right, it was these little things that just made it feel a little more real, gave his character more personality and stuff. But
oh, here it comes. Here we go.
The main female character was the most selfish bitch I've ever come across. And you're supposed to like her and be rooting for her. But
yeah,
everything was, woe is me, you left me for 20 odd years. Like,
are you serious?
Like, this is why she has all this trauma, that she can't connect with people because everybody leaves her, right? This is her whole thing. I legitimately cried in a part of this novel. Like, I will give it that. Like, it, in true Jennifer Hartman style, she knows how to tug at your heart. But I could not get past the female character, the main female character. I was rooting for this other girl that he ends up going on a date with. But, you know, like, obviously the main female character is supposed to be the love interest of the novel, right? So, I don't know what that tells you about the whole novel, if I was rooting for this random girl that just popped up out of nowhere on a date with him, you know. I just felt like it just was not executed well at all.
Ugh. Sad.
Yeah. Yes. He at one point says, "God, who hurt you, Sydney?" And she says, "You did. Something inside of me fucking died the day I lost you." Like,
what about him?
Exactly.
Like, this is not about you, Missy. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's just, there's a lot of little things in this that I just did not jive with. The big, like, reveal of a lot of stuff that, like, who it was that abducted him, or, like, what happened to lead to him being abducted, stuff like that, like, just made absolutely no sense in my head. It just did not feel like it was polished, I guess, maybe. Like, it was kind of like a, how can we make this the most dramatic, right? With any thought of what could be any bit realistic. So anyways, yeah,
that doesn't work.
No. Like, yeah, I want to dive into a novel and forget reality, but there's still, you know, still things
especially when you're dealing with, when you're dealing with, like, realistic situations like that, it needs to all line up. Like, yes, we love to escape into a book, and, like, sometimes we don't care about the logistics. Like, Unhinged. That makes no sense at all. But it's fine for some people.
I really want you to read her other books, because there's pillows, there's balloons, there's the Kool-Aid Man.
Shut up. Oh, yeah.
No word of a lie. But yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, do you want to read
I could talk about mine now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So, if anybody has been listening for the last episode, or has noted our disappearance for one episode, I have completely been in a reading rut. Literally, after, what was it, The Hollow Places?
Mm-hmm.
The Hollow Places, yeah. After I finished that, which was like mid-month last month, I didn't touch anything. I could not read. I would, like, sit down and try to, and then I just, like, literally could not keep my attention on the book, and I felt like I literally felt like I'd given up on reading. Because, I mean, that was, like, over a month. I only just finished my 2 books that I read this month in the last 24 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So, and that was because I had to force myself to finish.
Yeah.
But, happy to say, I'm out of my reading rut now. And it's thanks to you recommending this book. Sex and Occlumency by Grayendal?
Sure.
Grayendal. Not sure how to pronounce that. So this is a Hermione and Draco fanfiction. This is my second ever fanfiction. Friggin' delicious. 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 5 stars. Take them all.
Oh!
I'd give more if I could. Yep. For the last, I don't even know how many months now, I just haven't been interested in romance. At all. That's why I've been on my Frida McFadden binge, because if there is a little bit of romance, someone ends up killed. Half the time, it's the main male character, and I'm like, you know what? Heck
Good.
yeah. Kill him off. I don't care.
Oh my god.
But this, obviously, if it's a Hermione and Draco fanfiction, then obviously you know that there's some sort of romance in it. But this is different because it's Draco Malfoy.
He's our exception to everything.
Yes. So, description. Hermione didn't escape from the war unscathed, and when she finally decides on a solution to her problems, she's left to explore it on her own. A chance encounter with Draco Malfoy sets her world on its head and leads her down a path towards healing that she would never have anticipated. That is, I mean, it's pretty much, yeah, that's the gist of it. Loved this. I love how, like, so this is not the same author as the other Hermione and Draco fanfiction that we read, but yet, how do they still put their Hermione and Draco's and all the other characters, like, their personalities in this too? Like, that just mind boggles me. Like, I literally felt like I was reading some, like, I don't even know how to describe this. Like, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like, the words that she had Draco saying, or they, I don't know if this is a female or a male, the words that they had Draco saying were like, yeah, those are words that he would say. Like, oh, but I just loved their chemistry and, like, how much, like, they bicker and, like, they fight, and it's like,
yeah. I can't really remember a lot about it because I read it at some point in August, I think. Maybe it was September. But
1 month ago.
Yeah, so my brain is a little fuzzy on a lot of it. But I do remember thinking that I just wish there was more plot, because I felt like it was literally just smut.
Yeah. 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 But sometimes that's what the readers need.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
And it was like an interesting take where it was like BDSM. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh yeah, it was pretty dark.
Yeah. But this, I absolutely loved it. 1000% recommend. 1000. Yep. At first, when I started it, how it was talking about, like, her and Ron, because I went into this I didn't even look at the cover, like, I didn't see anything, because you had transferred it over to my Kindle. Right? So how it shows, like, the doc version. And I couldn't remember 100% if you had said if it was, like, a Hermione and Draco fanfiction. All I know is that you said it was a fanfiction. So I went into this, and then it talked about Ron, and I literally sat there, I was like, I literally couldn't care less about reading this. about Hermione and Ron.
Let me just put this out there onto the internet, out into the world. You will never hear me recommend a Hermione Ron fanfiction. Ever. I have never shipped them. I never will.
Good. But yeah, and then, but it very quickly, like, Ron wasn't in there for very long, and I loved how even after, you know, he was kind of gone from the storyline, he was still in there, and he was still annoying little petty self.
Yep.
With his stupid emotions and stuff, like, so whiny. Ugh.
He is very whiny.
Yeah. But I'm ready for more fan fictions now. That was absolutely amazing.
I loved all of the, like, the pictures at the starts of each of the chapters and how they, like, gradually started changing.
Yeah.
But to be fair too, I don't always like being forced to picture Emma Watson and Tom Felton. Like,
also,
sometimes I feel like
Agreed.
that's a little icky because they're real people, you know?
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't really like that. I absolutely love Emma Watson and I love Tom Felton. Like, I think they're beautiful, gorgeous people. But I just don't always like having to picture them or like being forced into them into the role of what this fan fiction is. Right?
Yep.
But
yeah. Like, if anything, it should have been an AI-generated image of how the book describes the two of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's lots of fan fiction out there of Hermione and Draco from the books, right? Like, there's a lot of fan fiction out there. And for that matter, just pick somebody blonde and somebody with bushy brown hair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah. I loved, like, honestly, like, the whole storyline behind, like, this Q person. I thought that was so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted more story behind that, because that was kind of like, oh, where did that come from?
Yeah.
But loved it.
Oh,
Loved it.
Really, yeah, it was good. And also, you said that's your second fan fiction, but it's not. It's your third. Because you read Manacled, and you read the Snape one.
True. Oh, how could I forget about the Snape one?
Our precious boy. Yeah.
I forgot all about that. Girl has been busy. Hell yeah.
Speaking of Hermione fanfictions.
Oh.
That leads into mine.
Beautiful. Give it to us. Come on.
I finally read and finished Breath Mints Battle Scars.
Yes.
By Onyx and Elm. This is another Hermione fanfiction. And the description is very... the descriptions on all the fanfictions are so short and so small. It makes me sad, but it says, for a moment, she's almost giddy because Draco Malfoy's been ruined by this war and he's as out of place as she is. And yes, he has scars too. He's got an even bigger one. She wonders whether one day they'll compare sizes. This is 631 pages of just pure perfection. Okay?
Okay.
They're at Hogwarts still. It's their 8th year. It's post-war. Hermione feels very out of place. She's just mad at everything. She doesn't feel like everything should be going back to the way it was. Like, she feels like everybody just has this mask on and is just faking everything. Draco is obviously very out of place because he was a Death Eater and being forced back to Hogwarts as a, like, rehabilitation, and he's being forced to write in a journal every day. Okay?
Oh, interesting.
This is part of his rehabilitation, and he feels it's more of a punishment. The very first page, so like every chapter, it's done up like his like Dear Diary, right? It's his diary entry, and then the rest of the book is in Hermione's point of view. But you get a bit of his point of view from the diary post. So like the first, I'll just read out just the first because it's so funny and it really sets the stage for how pissed off at everything Draco is. So August 1st, 1998. It says, Dear Diary, but he has dear scratched out. That's fucking stupid, actually. Whoever said it had to start that way. You aren't dear to me. I don't know you. I don't want you. I'm doing this because they said I have to. For healing purposes. To be perfectly honest, I hate you, Diary. Just as I hate all things like you. Things that are frivolous and unnecessary, like you. You're fucking useless, ugly, stupid fucking book. You don't even have lines. What fucking useless sort of fucking journal doesn't have lines? Oh, because lines will interfere with the authenticity of it. Bloody fucking hell. Fucking load of bollocks. That's what about a quick quotes quill? No? Of course not. Why make anything simple for me? And now look, now they've got me talking to you like you actually exist, like you're a fucking human being, turning me into a fucking head case. Perfect. Here you go, you fucking knobheads. Just for you, some perfectly natural, unscripted stream of consciousness writing. That's what you wanted, right? Here it is. Oh, you're going to regret it. I'll make sure of it. You're going to want to burn this stupid fucking ugly purple fucking book until it's fucking black. I don't need this. Fuck you, Draco Malfoy. So
sounds very fitting. Yes.
So like there's a lot of that. But as the fan fiction goes on, like you're getting more story into like Hermione and Draco, and like a lot of it is there's physical pain and obviously a lot of emotional and just mental, but it's just such a good story between Hermione and Draco and how they keep coming together like it's almost fate. And it's just such an interesting premise, and my heart just melts for them. Obviously, he gets a little less aggressive throughout the book. But
yeah.
if you're ever curious to see Draco in a Muggle atmosphere, read this. Yeah. There's a couple of things, and it's pretty great. I had like
Maybe
a whole
be my next
new
read.
Yeah, I had like a whole new like outlook on him after seeing him in these environments, we'll say.
Interesting.
But this is definitely like one of my tops for sure.
Did you say what you rated it? I forget.
I rated it 4 stars, but it's probably closer to 4.5. Like, I really, really love this. The only reason why I didn't rate it a full 5 stars is because I've rated Manacled as 5 stars, and
nothing is going to top that.
No, exactly.
I want to read it again.
Yeah. They're like sort of like fighting, going back and forth. And he's like mad at her about something, or like angry anyways. And he's like, you think out of a room of hundreds I'd choose you? And she says, I'd choose you. And he's like sort of talking over her and says, because let me tell you, I fucking would. Draco's words stop as though he's been magically silenced. You what? He asked quietly, barely a murmur. Oh,
I love him. Oh.
So yeah, if you do want another really good Hermione, that one.
Send it over.
It's long, but it's such an easy read. Like I was addicted. Like every time I was awake and my eyes were open, I was reading. It was heavy too. Like it had a lot of heavy themes. Like Manacled had heavy themes. Not quite to the same extent. I mean, Manacled was obviously a whole different ball game, but
yeah.
But there were still heavy themes, yeah.
I just want a Draco.
I loves my Hermione fanfiction. And I mean, next month.
Yeah.
Next month, meaning in a day. Technically. Yeah. So maybe I won't send this one over just yet, because
no, yeah.
We have the other one. But anyways, I finished House of Sky and Breath, which is Crescent City number 2. 5 frickin' stars.
Okay, damn.
Oh, this book, this whole series just has me in a chokehold. I can't read the description just because there's a lot in the description that you learn from book 1. So I'm not even going to touch that. Just know that it is romantasy. It's fae. It's 5 stars. You can't go wrong with it. Read it. Also, for those of you that have read it, that ending, that freaking ending. I cannot wait for you to read this so we can actually, like, flip the fuck out over this ending. Because I'm dying. I'm dying to talk about it. Ugh.
Dang it.
Yeah.
I will eventually.
I am, I think, more obsessed with this series than I was with ACOTAR. Loved ACOTAR. I still think, like, that is on, like, the top because of where it has brought me.
Mm-hmm.
But in a lineup, if I were to choose what books I would want to, like, reread and read and read and read, I think I'd pick Crescent City.
Holy shit.
With that being said, I haven't finished the third book yet. So that might be, like, a total game changer. I've seen a lot of people being, like, let down by the third book, so we'll see. But I am just absolutely obsessed with all the characters.
Okay. Okay. I'll start the audiobook. That'll ease me into it.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, and it's the graphic audio too, so it's like listening to a movie. I love it.
Oh dear. Amazing.
Yeah. And the only other book I read beside the featured read, and by read I mean, do not pick this time to fight, please, dogs. The only other book that I read this month besides the featured read was actually an audiobook that I started and finished in one day. Yesterday. I ran out of hours on Spotify mid-book. It was literally so good that I had to go buy a month of Everand.
Oh my god.
So I could finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This has been, like, all over, like, my TikTok and all of, like, my Facebook groups.
What is it? What is it?
The feelings I felt listening to this book, especially the fact of who the narrators were, Elena Wolf and somebody Morgan. Jeffrey Morgan, I think his name is. They are the two narrators who did Priest.
Oh.
They sound very pretty.
Oh.
Okay. Lights Out is book number 1 in a trilogy, but book 2 isn't out yet for a little while. It's 454 pages, and it's a dark romance. Obviously. It's me.
Obviously.
I don't need another kink. That thought pops into my head whenever I pull up my favorite social media app, but alas, every time I scroll, I learn something new about myself, and another one is born. And yes, I know I'm responsible for what the algorithm shows me, but I'm trying to ignore that fact. Okay, so she sounds like us all. Lately,
yep,
my feed has been dominated by masked men. I've favorited videos with them dressed in full cosplay, decked out in futuristic military apparel, and wrapped up like ghouls. But more than anything else, my For You page is filled with shirtless men wearing ghost masks. Bonus points if they're heavily tattooed, wielding a knife, or covered in fake blood. At night, I dream about being chased by them, of them catching me and doing deliciously dark things to my more than willing body. I never could have guessed that by sending one drunken text, whose dreams would become my new reality. So Lights Out is a fast-paced dark romance with a morally grey male lead. Some themes and scenes may be disturbing to readers. Please check the trigger warnings at the beginning of the book. Trigger warnings is just a checklist. It's just a checklist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
4 stars, probably closer to 4.5, because this was just perfection. Like,
oh god.
From start to end, just everything about it. I have zero issues with this book. To be honest, I don't even know why I would have docked half a star. Why would I have docked half a star? Maybe I need to up it to 5 because this was like, oh my god. Like, everything about this book was so relatable. A lot of, like, what she was saying and, like, her reactions to everything was just absolutely hilarious. He is just stunning. He is stunning. Yes. Yep. Hit that button because it deserves to be on your
Added.
TBR. Yeah, like, just to give you, like, a bit of a sight into his character, like, how he's just so, like, awkwardly lovable, like, funny, goofy, but dark, you know? Like, but, like,
balance.
at one point, he says, my evil plan was working. Step 1, get Allie to drop her guard. Step 2, fuck her on this couch. Oh, wait, no. I'd skipped a few steps somewhere.
Yep. Oh, that's amazing.
I devoured this. Like I said, I had one earbud in the entire day listening to this because I could not stop. I had to know what was happening.
Oh.
Love it. I think that's it for my reads besides the featured read.
It's a pretty good month.
It was a really good month. Like, other than the 2 that I rated 2 stars, the other ones just really made up for it.
They can't all be 5 stars. It's fine.
No, that's true.
Unfortunately.
That's true. I am, like, in such a Hermione mindset. Like, I'm just, like, I'm currently reading another fanfic. And it's not even, like, the one that we're featuring next month. Hint, hint. Would you like to read us what our featured read was?
Yeah.
For October.
Okay. So, October featured read was The Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. This was 286 pages, and it was a contemporary romance. When Jeannie's aunt gifts her the beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the small town of Dream Harbor, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbor's gossip at all costs, but Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan, or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? I rated it a 3.
Me too. I think we're on the same wavelength with this one.
Yeah, it was... I don't like... In situations like this, I don't like insta-loves. It doesn't make any sense in my head. How was that even possible?
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't know. There was just some things... Like, I understand... Like, I'm just tainted.
To me, I feel like it was... If AI watched every episode of Gilmore Girls, and then you asked it to write a story, I feel like this would be it.
Yeah, I can see that, actually. Yeah.
It was...
Yeah.
I do love Gilmore Girls. Like, don't take that as a slight towards Gilmore Girls.
No.
But it just felt a little too on the nose. Like, every character you could match up with a character from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And like you said, the insta-love is just, it gave me an ick. She mentioned how hot he was so many times that I thought she was just trying to convince herself. I did not like her. She felt like the biggest, like, baby. Like, if you hear something scratching at your door, it's probably a cat.
Yeah. And especially, like, when... that whole, like, mystery side of it was just...
Yeah. How did she
even
not
have
know
words for it.
that it was that? You know, like,
Yeah.
you only have, like, what, 3 employees?
Yeah.
You know? It just... And one was
I don't...
very obvious. Very obvious.
Yeah.
It
exactly.
was fluffy. There was a point at which I started, like, I really got into it. Like, I did feel like I was having a hard time putting it down. I wanted to know. But that was just, like, a portion of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, like, the book at its whole. Like, 2 stars. I only rated a 3 because of being, you know, decently okay with the middle section.
Yeah. I also I think I full on got the ick when they went to his farm and he talked with the names of all of his animals.
I think
Harry Styles.
Yeah, he says somebody named them. It was like this 9-year-old girl or something.
Oh.
So it wasn't him
maybe I
naming
missed
them.
that part.
Yeah. There was like this 9-year-old kid that named them. That's why they were all like pop stars and stuff.
Okay, maybe I missed that part. But I don't know. Ugh.
There was a lot of miscommunication in this book too.
Yes, that's another thing. Like, she was supposed to be 28 years old, and like, I don't know. I just keep your romance. I don't want it. Yeah.
Yeah, this time of year rolls around and I want all the Hallmark movies.
See, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't want it in my books right now.
Not just that, but I don't even think that this matched up to a Hallmark
with a Hallmark movie. Yeah, agreed. Okay, this is so bad.
Oh yeah, maybe we can't. Maybe we shouldn't put all that negativity in it.
It just wasn't for us. We are in the Dramini fanfiction mindset.
Yeah.
So it's not the author's fault. It's an us problem.
I don't know. I just like I'm trying to force myself into the cozy fall vibe when I don't want to be in the cozy fall vibe. So
you'd rather be chased by a man in the scream mask.
Who wouldn't, Rebecca? Who wouldn't?
I know. Mentally sound people. That is who. We are not them.
I don't know them. They're not our people.
It's so bad because when I was out over the weekend, there was a man out with a mask on and my brain went immediately there.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, my God.
Maybe I'm the problem. Yeah, we're definitely the problem.
We are. There's no doubt about that.
That's fine. No, it is fine. Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see what I have highlighted. Oh, probably nothing, because I listened to most of it on the audiobook after, because I couldn't keep reading it, because I kept falling asleep.
I'll one-up you, because I fell asleep listening to the audio, so...
Oh, bad. Yeah, that's something.
Oh my God, and that's probably why I missed the part about who named the farm animals.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I felt like it was a lot of her squeeing over how handsome he was and acting like a teenager.
Yeah.
And just being a big baby when it came to, you know, like, put your big girl pants on.
Yeah.
You know? Like there was something scratching at your door. Go out and see what it is. Don't show up at a town hall meeting saying that your place is haunted.
I hate asking, especially men, for help. I would have ended up risking my life before
Yeah.
asking a man to come over and do a stakeout with me. Ugh. Oh my god.
Yeah. Especially a man that you don't know.
Yeah.
Just because he's
okay,
hot.
so you'd rather... Yeah. Hot men have way too much power over women, and it's disgusting.
Yeah. Feminists. But yeah, it was literally, that's all she knew about him, was that he was delivering pumpkins to her, and he was handsome. That's literally all she knew about him. And then she's like, yeah, let's go on a big old stakeout. Yeah. We rated it 3 stars. I'm sure there's something we can say good about it. The book club was funny.
Yeah, love the book club. Love that part of it. Also, I love how she talked about, like, going from, like, her monotonous, like, stressful job to owning, like, a cafe, and, I am so envious. That's all I want. That is all I want. So I enjoyed that part because I was, like, living vicariously through her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, like, I mean, that's probably where my 3 stars came from.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I would frickin' sell my soul right now to have that opportunity to have an aunt give me a cafe, and then I can, like, quit my job and go friggin' run that. Oh my god. I'd be gone right now.
Be all over it.
Yeah. A dream.
I do like how she said at one point, it was the magic of the flannel, because men in flannel is pretty... Maybe my brain would go to mush. Maybe it would.
Who are we to judge? Yeah. I also get pretty stupid around hot men. Yeah. So. Yeah.
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 I don't have much more to say about it, honestly. Like, the cat was cute.
Yeah. I read a review and it was like, Casper the cat was the best part.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that was pretty cute. Like I said, the book club was pretty funny, how they talked about the hockey romance, the hockey book that they were reading, and she was like, I don't really like hockey or whatever, and she said, no, like, my dear, you don't need to like hockey. There's nothing to do with hockey.
Yeah. You don't read it for the sport.
No.
You read it for the men.
I laughed a lot at that. I don't know. It didn't invoke many feelings in me, you know? Like.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Not at one point was I like, oh, yeah, like, I hope they get together.
Yeah.
Not at all.
The only thing that made me feel a little bit of emotion was when he was, like, talking about the girl, like, how he proposed to her.
Yeah.
And then, like, everybody in town, like, was there and seen the rejection. That was sad. I mean, I did feel bad about that because I did like his character. Even though he was very cookie cutter. Like, there was nothing really special about him, I don't think. It was just broody, small town guy in flannel. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen him before.
Yeah.
We've read him before.
Yeah. I think I might still go on to book 2 and give it a shot.
Okay. It might change it around.
It might.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Laurie Gilmore.
Yeah. Sorry for our harsh words.
But we're just one little podcast. My dogs are making a racket again.
Well, should we...
Yeah, I think that's all for today, I think. Other than our featured read, which we have been talking about, hinting about throughout the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Last year in November, we featured Manacled by Celine Liu. And it ended up being like our top, if not one of our top reads of the entire year.
Yep.
I think we both agreed that it was our top read of 2023.
I think so, yeah.
So those are obviously big shoes to fill. But I think we are deeming November as our Harry Potter fanfiction month. So naturally, we would pick another fanfiction for this November.
Of course.
Of course. So in the spirit of Manacled getting published as Alchemized, we decided to pick another fanfiction that is also getting published. And that would be The Auction by Love's Bitka 8. Yeah, and this is going to be another dark one like Manacled was. It is said to be a nice, I don't know, like Manacled-ish read. So I may have stupidly high hopes for it. I don't know about you.
Yep, that is okay.
But I hope I can give it a fair chance. The description on it, just to give you guys just a small little delve into it, says, Hermione felt the pounding in her ears again. She would see him for the first time since the Great Hall, gaunt and stricken at the Slytherin table with his mother clutching his arm. She hadn't meant to look for him, not in the corridors, not beneath the white sheets of the Fallen, not on the way to the Chamber of Secrets with Ron, but she was a stupid girl. That's all it says.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. So, I'm excited. And I might have to pause the Hermione fanfiction that I'm currently reading to read this.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is another big book. It's 724 pages. So we need to start...
Okay, you know what? Yeah. Send it over.
Yeah, we need to start now.
Yeah.
But a lot of really good stores. 60% 5 stars. 30% 4 stars. So 90% of the reviews are over 4 stars.
Hell yeah. All right, I'm ready.
Sick.
I'm ready.
All right, we gotta go start.
All right, well, thanks for listening again.
We will be back in 2 weeks to give you a little snapshot of what we're feeling about the auction.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait.
All right. Make sure to give us a like and a follow. Yeah.
Yes. Bye.
See ya.